Should I do a private Facebook group with my online course? Ooh, what a good question. Let's dive into it right now on the Rise to Top podcast. And welcome, my friends, to the Rise to Top podcast. It's your great and good friend, David Sipe-McGarland, a.k.a. DSG, a.k.a. Uncle DSG, a.k.a. I don't know if I have any more AKAs. I'm out of AKAs, but let me tell you that. We are diving into a lot of very specific questions here on the Rise to Top podcast, all involving online courses. That's what this is all about. That's what this podcast is all about. Whether you are looking to create your first course, whether you're looking to scale your course, whether you're somewhere in between, you are in the right spot. We are talking courses every week here on the Rise to Top podcast. So I'm going to take on a very kind of typical question, and this was specifically asked by Sandra this week, but it's been asked by many people in the past, and it's about doing a Facebook group for your online course. And this question has been asked in a few different ways, so I'm going to talk about this. So Sandra was asking, should I use a Facebook group for my online course, or should I do something else like a Wix forum or something like that, since I don't own Facebook and they can change their group technology? That was the first question. So let's dive into that, and then we're going to dive into a question of whether you should do a Facebook group or not. Even if you're just starting doing your first launch and you have just a few students in your course, should you have a Facebook group? Okay, so let's talk about both those. So first of all, a Facebook group is still the gold standard. When it comes to building community and for help with online courses, Facebook is the gold standard. Okay, so second of all, remember that when someone enrolls in your online course, you have their email. Right? They emailed, of course. They had to fill out an order form and enter their email and all that kind of stuff. So let's just say Facebook shut down tomorrow. You can move where your community's at to somewhere else. Okay, so this is very different than, say, marketing on Facebook, because if you just build a page up on Facebook where you're not getting everyone's email addresses, right, then, well, that's kind of trouble. Right? Because if Facebook changed, you wouldn't be able to contact them, right? But we're talking about a Facebook group for paid customers here, so you already have their information. So the worst case, if you need to move it somewhere, if Facebook shuts down tomorrow, it's not the end of the world, okay? So number 3 is what's interesting about Facebook is, and this is for better or worse, but mostly better, is that you kind of get also accidental engagement or browsing engagement that you want to call it as well. So meaning, of course, you're going to have people that come on there that have a question to ask or whatever it might be, and they're going to go log on to Facebook with the sole purpose of going to your group and asking that question. You're going to get those people. But also, Facebook has a news feed. There's alerts when people are live. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on. So you also have the element that they're already on there doing something else and then come into your group world because, you know, for whatever reason, they saw another post, they found it interesting, whatever. It's a little bit different because it's less intentional, right? To a certain degree. So you get more of those browsers as well. So I know I do that sometimes. So I'm on Facebook. I'm in some private groups, not only that we run, but I'm in a couple as well, and maybe I'll be on Facebook doing something else, but then I'll see a really interesting post from a group, and I go in there, and next thing I know, I'm going down a rabbit hole, right? Maybe not so great for productivity, but it's great for engagement in your group. So you're getting the benefit of people that are already on there that are now just like, oh, I'm going to engage with the group more, right? Versus something else they have to log into, which is a whole other animal. Now, we haven't done this yet, so I cannot really give you my full opinion, but for some higher end programs, some more coaching consulting type programs, we have been seeing people using Slack, S-L-A-C-K for that, which a lot of people use more internally in their businesses, but we've seen people actually doing more programs on that as well. We have not done that. We might experiment with it in the future, but I'm letting you know that that option's out there. I only want to share things that I know work and that we're doing, but that's something that we have seen, haven't tried it yet, a little bit of a different animal. So bottom line is, yes, sure, you could do a separate forum or do something like that if you want to. That's your choice. But I like Facebook because you already have that built-in kind of community there. You've got people on the site all the time. It makes it just readily available. And it's kind of the gold standard right now when it comes to online courses. Might that be different in 5 years? Sure, might be different. But right now, that's where I would go with it. I would go with a Facebook group. Now, another question that came in was worrying about crickets in the Facebook group and worrying that you need to have some kind of critical mass to have a successful Facebook group. And realize what we're talking about here again, I got to reiterate this, is very important, is we're talking about a paid Facebook group. What I mean by that is that they paid for your online course. These are paying customers. It's not a free Facebook group. You know, I've got a free Facebook group and also paid Facebook group. Not a free Facebook group is very different. Very, very different. And actually, we have training on that. You go to createawesomefbgroups.com, createawesomefbgroups.com if you want to learn more about free Facebook groups, right? But we're talking about paid ones here, paid community. And what's interesting is people worry, well, let's say I do my first launch of my course and I get 8 students. And they're all in the Facebook group. Are they going to be disappointed by that? Or is that going to be a problem? How do I build community? Well, here's the thing. When there's less people in there, it can actually be a good thing when you're starting because it's almost like you're getting, one-on-one feedback from the course creator, right? Because it's a small community. People can ask you questions. You can help answer them. If you've got an assistant or a customer service person that you're getting, they can come in and answer them as well. And so don't be scared about a small group. Don't be scared about a small group because realize the real purposes of Facebook groups in a paid community, again, a paid product, right, is a couple things. One, what we've seen the most effective thing is the ability to answer questions and get feedback on whatever they're doing with your course, right? So whatever they're doing, whatever your course topic is, if you're teaching a cooking course or whatever it might be, they're able to get feedback and ask questions, whether it's from you or from a support person or both or other people over time, right? The idea here is that they can get questions answered because a course is more than a course. A course is not just like a DVD that we just give someone and that's it. A course also comes with support. It justifies the price tag, it justifies the value, and it helps with student transformation. Because that's at the end of the day what we're doing. We're helping students transform and get a result. So a Facebook group is really a great place where people can ask questions. They can also see what other people are asking as well. So all you need to do in there is just encourage people to ask questions. Say it's okay. Just say, hey, don't tag me, right? You don't want people tagging you all day on Facebook. You'll jump off a bridge. Don't do that. But you want to say something like, hey, listen, you have questions, type it below. If you have a certain format you want them to ask it in, great. Here's how it works. And then I will get back to you. Our support team will get back, whatever it might be. We have no questions left behind policy on here. Okay. So that becomes a great way to start engagement on Facebook, especially with a small group. If you get bigger, you can always scale up. You could change the rules. You can have different things that go in there. I mean, I've got a Facebook group with several thousand people. I'm in there answering questions every day. My team is also in there every day. So there's no guarantee like, hey, you'll get my feedback on every question. That's not how we structure it. But we have team and myself in there working on this. But when it's small, that's a great opportunity. So just encourage people to ask questions, ask feedback, etc. It's also obviously a great place to do announcements besides email, right? So email is great for announcements, but also if you have any announcements, changes to the course, upcoming things, cross promotions, whatever it is, the Facebook group is great for that as well. But just remember, just like with anything, it starts with one person and it grows from there. So don't be concerned about crickets or too few people or whatever it is. Just remember, this is a value that they get in your course, and that value is huge at the beginning when there's just a few people as well after that first launch, whether it's 5 people or 10 people or 50 people or 100 people. That's the thing. So don't be worried about crickets. Move forward with it, and it's going to grow with you over time. All right? So that's the answer to that question. Hopefully that sheds some light on it, makes you think about it in a little bit of a different way with the Facebook groups. Don't be scared of them. And if Mr. Mark Zuckerberg shuts down Facebook tomorrow, we're all going to be all right. We're going to be fine. Don't be freaking. It happens, my friends, but I don't think he's probably going to, but who knows, right? All right. on the way out, reminder, if you want to subscribe up to the Rise Top podcast, and I'd highly recommend, if you haven't done that already, go to therisetop.com/subscribe. You'll see all kinds of delicious ways on there. You can subscribe up to the podcast. You can go also directly to iTunes. If you know you want to be on iTunes, go to therisetop.com/iTunes. Brand new episodes every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central. And reminder on the way out, the big thing we've been talking about the last few episodes is the Outline Your Darn Course 5-day challenge. Now, this is one of the biggest momentum generating things you can do for your business. If you have not created your course yet, and you've got all this stuff in your head, and you're trying to figure out, how do I turn this into a step-by-step system with my topic? Or how do I even choose my topic and find the right way I want to do this? You need to create an outline. An outline is one of the biggest, most momentum-generating things because it builds your confidence, it gets you moving in the right way, and you're basically turning your methodology into a step-by-step system that you'll be able to sell, you'll be able to market, all kinds of cool stuff. But it starts with an outline. It actually starts with an outline, and I've got 5 free videos for you over 5 days with a short exercise where you will have your course outlined by end of day 5, which is a short video. So we're talking less than 10 minutes, a quick exercise every day. You will have that outline done. bye-bye procrastination. Hello, momentum. Go to therisetop.com/outline your darn course. All right, I'll see you next time. It's been David Sipe McGarland here on the Rise Top Podcast. And remember, if you want some fluff, you know what to do. Go pet a buddy.
Well, my name's Aviva.
Yes, right now.
Hello, my name's Aviva. We're in Daddy's office. Yeah, Daddy's office. Daddy's office. Daddy's office.
Right. Ready?
Hello.
Hello, it's Daddy. All right, now you talk.
Hello, my name's Aviva.